You've never done this, and this is why you are still broke. Hello investors, welcome to Money Reality with Crystal, and these are what are keeping you poor. Number one, you've not paid down your debts. Why? Because you feel that if you're owing 500,000 naira, if you're owing 5 million, and what you have right now is 2 million, you feel it does not cover up to your debts, and so you spend it on other things while your debt still hangs. There's something the Bible told us about debt, and it was about a lady who was very broke. She's a widow, she had a son, and they were in debt. They were owing a lot of people, and they were broke. The advice the prophet gave them was, okay, what do you have? Go and sell what you have and pay down your debts. There are two lessons I learned from that passage. The first one is, what you have in you is enough. What you have in you is enough to feed you and your generation. You just have to look deep inside you and ask yourself, God, what are you saying? Where is it? The second thing I learned from that passage is, God doesn't want you to keep owing. Forget the physical laws of finance that tells you you have to have good debt and bad debts. Of the Bible, you have to pay down your debt first. There's nothing like using debt, leveraging debt to make wealth, because in the realm of the spirit, debts are used to hold you down as a slave, and you do not want to be a slave, right? The second thing you're not doing is you're not keeping to your word, and you don't have integrity. No one does business with a thief. I will repeat that again. No one does business with a thief. If a contract of 5 million naira is supposed to come your way, and the people around you know that even with 2 million, your hand is scratchy. Even with 1 million, you're like, where's my share? I want my own. Let us not tell this person about it. You want to deceive people for 1 million naira. You want to swindle people for 2 million naira. You want to tell that, even when you know that, okay, if you're a receptionist, I know that if someone walks into your office and brings in a deal, the person gets 5% commission on that deal. But if the person is not aware of it and the person leaves just like that, you don't inform the person because you want to take the person's commission. You do not have integrity. And if you don't have integrity, such money will not find their way to your accounts, because people that are being trusted with millions and billions and can sleep at night are people who have integrity. Rich, wealthy people are looking for people that are not slaves to money, that will not lie because of money, and they will keep their word despite the amount of money on ground. So learn to start building yourself, learn to start building integrity, so that you can start attracting high value people that actually owns those billions. Learn integrity. The third thing you're not doing that is probably stopping you from making true financial wealth is staying humble. Is something that we all need to learn. Even myself, I need to learn how to stay humble, because there are times that we try to inflate our ego and feel that we are beyond certain stage when actually we are not. And even if we are, when we try to show that we are at that certain stage, we tend to block people from getting access to us. How do I define being humble? Humility is actually very different from being simple. Simplicity. You can decide to have 1 million naira in your account. You can decide to have 5 million naira. You can decide to have 10 billion in your account, and nobody will know. You don't want to have any wristwatch on. You don't want to have any jewelries on. And you're like, that's you being simple. It has nothing to do with you being humble. Humble is when you recognize people, the value of people, no matter how small they are. When I was told a story when I was small about someone, a dustbin picker that found gold. The person he gave that treasure was the person that was being kind to him and was humble enough to greet him and even maybe send him food sometimes. So humility is important. The information you need is not the billionaires that will give it to you, are the people around you. And so you need to be humble to accept, to learn from them, to accept everyone's input into your life. And you can decide to sieve, but be humble enough so that you can be accessible. I don't know if this is making sense. I hope it does. These are the 3 things that are stopping you from making true financial wealth. You're not paying down your debt, you don't have integrity, you're not humble, and you're always gambling. This is where I define a smart investor. A smart investor, I see all of us, I see you and I as an investor. An investor is one who puts money into any financial venture in hopes of obtaining profits. So if you're putting money in that gambling platform, you are hoping to get profit. So you are an investor. Although you are not a very smart investor, I am very sorry to say that. A smart investor knows when he is gambling. He understands the risk involved in gambling, and he can actually constrain himself to risking a certain percentage of his total assets. Let's say, for example, you have 500,000 naira at your disposal. I like using 500,000 because it's like a benchmark between the rich and the poor. Let's say, for example, you have 500,000 naira at your disposal. A speculator will decide to see a venture and say, this thing went up. This thing can give me this stuff went up. This thing can give me 1 million in 2 months if I invest here. Give me 1 million in 2 months. You can bet on a game, and in 2 hours after the game is over, if I'm correct, I stand to gain 5 million naira with my 500,000. Now, can we analyze that? Number one, he's risking everything he has, 500,000 naira. There are people that don't use the whole 500,000 naira. There are people that actually do it in bits. There's 100,000 naira, they didn't win it. You play another one with 200,000 naira till the whole money is exhausted. Now, with 500,000 naira, they're like, I'm going to get 5 million. There's an if, it's a conditional term attached to their winning. But a smart investor already knows that they have to be extremely certain that this would actually work, and that the percentage or the probability of it not working would be a 10 to 20% due to chances and unforeseen events. Not only chances of making that money are very, very slim. You are hoping, you are believing, there's no actual work, there's no background research, there's nothing. You're just hoping, and you're playing all your money on games, hoping that this will be the fastest way to break out of the cycle. Let me tell you, if you do break out of the cycle and you win a 5 million naira cash prize, you will still gamble the whole 5 million. Why? Because you haven't learned how to control yourself, how to manage your risk, and how to control your appetite. You don't have full control of yourself, you don't have full control of your thought process, and you do not actually know when you are risking everything to gain maybe nothing. So gambling is one habit that has stopped you from making true financial wealth. Thank you for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. See you on my next video. Bye. Crystal kiss.